Smart 24, driving business.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying around. This is Smart 24 TV, and we are your number one business channel in East Africa. We give you business 24 hours, 7 days a week. I guess that's our brand, and today we're talking about branding. So what is your brand? This is a question in the room. How do you brand yourself? What is your business brand? We've just learned a few things here. There's a difference between a commodity and a product. What's your commodity? That's what you're selling, but then the product is the whole lump sum. What is the customer benefiting from buying your commodity, which is sometimes called mistakenly the product? Very interesting. Mr. Alexander, we want to kick off, first of all, with the initiatives that businesses, personnel, employees, employers can take to rebrand themselves. Take a look at, for example, our airline business here in Uganda. We have several carriers. When you look at Emirates air ticket to Dubai, it's almost twice for economy as much as the economy for Uganda Airlines. But you'll find the seat for Emirates getting filled up fast. And I don't know what you think, but personally, I would think that all comes to the product Emirates gives. Before you go to Emirates, you definitely see all these smiling air hostesses, all these very motivated people, a team at the airport to pick your luggage, and so many other things that Mr. Yesige mentioned as part of the product. Now, for some other airlines, you find delays in baggaging and then very sometimes not up to standard services on the carrier. And these things hold us back. This is not only to the airline business, but when you look at our hotel industry, it's growing way less fast than it should be, comparing to the tourist attractions we have in Uganda and the number of tourists we attract. And we compare with countries like Kenya with less attractions but a better industry. What are some of those initiatives, practical initiatives that businesses can pick on to have better brands?
Thank you so much, Anthony. Allow me to first mention before I get to that I forgot to mention that one of the reasons why we brand and why we invest so much money, time, and every other thing to build strong brands is to achieve one thing, which is customer loyalty. And customer loyalty is something that anyone in business will definitely tell you how important it is. Because once you have loyal customers, then you may not even have to pay people to market your products. Because a satisfied customer who is comfortable and really very okay with your brand, with your product, will definitely market you for free.
Absolutely.
So, the reason, one of the things that we must do, you mentioned about airlines and the like, you have forgotten that you're talking to a villager from but anyway, so you mentioned about the perception that we create in the minds of the client. And that's basically is the gist of branding. You want to create the perception that you are the best. Yeah? The reason why Anthony and my brother yesterday would go to convince a lady to be your suitor, and then you put on your best suit, your best necktie, probably a yellow one like mine, is because you want to impress.
Yeah.
Now, you want to create in the mind of this girl that you are the best. By far, once they are convinced, then there is no question, you have them. Now, one of the strategies I think that, and I think a few strategies really, the basic ones that anyone out there, be it a person, an individual or a business, one of the first things is really to understand yourself. If you're an individual, understand yourself, understand your value, and appreciate what it is that you want to put out there. I'll give an example. I come from a village called Chigarama in Mazwa sub-county, in a constituency called Mburwa East. constituency, I know for sure that I'm a son of the soil. And I know that my people, the people I want to serve, are in Borua East. What that means is that once I appreciate that and I know it, then I know that the kind of value that I want to put out there is the kind of value that can serve, that can benefit, that can satisfy the needs of my people down there. If you are a restaurant, really, and I'm also going to talk about some other kind of, not a business, but some community. If you're a restaurant, and you know that for sure you are prepared, you're cooking food, some kind of food, maybe Indian food, you know that your target people are the Indian community in Uganda, especially in Kampala. Then you do everything possible to be sure that you actually appreciate it, and that's going to help you. I'll give you another example. I have our friends, the ones who bring people closer to God, especially these pastors that are mushrooming in Kampala. I have told people before that if there are any people that have mastered branding and they have mastered customer, segmentation, it is these our friends in Kampala, that they will brand themselves because they know that Anthony is a young corporate guy. His problems are not the problems of my uncle Julius in Chigarama. So they know the kind of language they should use when communicating to Anthony. And Anthony can comfortably go and get a salary loan and come and give offertory, on Thursday on his fellowship. Yes? Now, very important is understand yourself, understand the value that you're giving out there, and understand the best way to deliver it. Number two, it's very important and very key that you as a business or as an individual, you identify the target audience. Because the moment you don't identify the target audience, you do not know who you're branding for. But if you identify and say, yes, I am branding myself for the people of Borua East, then I know what are those things that the people of Borua East like. Yeah. What is it that can make sense to them? Then I will give them exactly that. Sometime back when I was doing some leadership course, I studied design thinking, which is basically the concept that Steve Jobs and the rest have used to design some of the most usable products like Apple products and the like. Understand your target audience, what their needs are, and then design a product or service that suits their needs. You will not struggle selling what you're producing to them. Number three, it's very important for us to be original or authentic, because at the end of the day, you know that when these apps that our sisters use, the ones that beautify, even cameras these days, they have a section of beauty. When you take a picture, you put beauty, and then it brings you a picture that is actually not you, but it looks very nice. You need to be authentic and original, so that then whoever you're talking to, that's what during the break. That's what my brother.
Does that include your bad side? Remember, in the first place you mentioned, don't show people your flaws. Yeah. Don't show them the bad side of the restaurant. Keep the curtain on the wall. Yeah. When you're saying originality, do you also include the bad things therein?
You see, you don't have any business marketing the bad side. The business you have,
you're staying original.
Yes, the business you have is to market your strength. Yeah. So when you're marketing your strength, don't over-edit. Keep them authentic. Yes. We don't have business marketing your weakness because no one wants to buy into your weaknesses. Yeah. Then the other thing is also there's something called consistency. Consistency is very key. That are you able to do something today and keep the same standard tomorrow, or even just make it much better the other day? Consistency, very, very important. And lastly, Anthony, in my own opinion, and also from my experience branding and marketing and all that, I think that it is very important to be what is this word? Like what my brother was saying, that when you're selling a product, and we already mentioned that people may not buy that you hand to them, the commodity, but they buy the product, which is basically the whole experience. You need to appreciate that the result is as good as the process. And I want to give you an example. Some time back, one of the restaurants, when it was in the news for the bad reasons, that someone had bought a milkshake and then found a rat. And then after some time, then there was an uproar, how can they, and they went ahead, that restaurant went ahead to explain to the public the process they go through to do their milkshake. To get that conviction out of you that it is possible that the rat could have been put by the restaurant. And from there, we all agreed that this woman had the rat in her. But you see, even when you bring it down like this, that before the brand or the company came out to explain all that what happened, the masses had already come out to fight for the company. That is good, and loyalty. The company did not fight for itself, but the masses were there. Why did they come forward to fight for it? It's because of the product. And nobody could even imagine. Yes, mistakes happen. It can happen as well. The chances are there it can happen, but we see because the majority of over 99% are satisfied by the product of this company, we are able to come in and fight tooth and whatever. They fought to the extent that people knew it was malice. Even if it wasn't malice, let people fight for you. Let the product fight for you. At the end of the day, it's why these companies put in a lot. You can put in a lot. When we're talking about companies, guys, don't look at the huge companies. All these huge companies were small. You are small, you can start. That even the 5 customers can fight for you, the 10 customers you have can fight for you. Anyone can fight for you at your level, and you keep growing. So that's the power of branding. That's the power of having products. That's the power of reality. That's the power of being consistent and showing up the face of your clients, as you mentioned it, that you have to be consistent and always be there. Let people identify who you are. My friend here, let people understand him. You get, and let people know that yes, yourself, you are this. This is what you branded as. And you are consistently at it.
When you talk about consistency, Mr. SCJ, I believe some viewers could misconstrue it as not changing, and I think that is wrong, because some people say that we carry. When you talk about consistency, what do you mean?
There's a big challenge with our youth and the young. Me, I'm a little bit conservative. Probably that's why it has taken me time to break through. Maybe whatever I'm doing, than my age maybe better. But I'm a little bit conservative. That when we talk about consistency, is people need to identify, or people need to know who you are over time. You see, 1 year you're selling grasshoppers, another year you're selling this, another year, in 5 years you're into 10 businesses. Then you're trying to show people that you're creative, and then you know it all, then you say multitasking. I've seen many young men who say, I may have about 3-4 businesses. I said, you have 3-4 businesses in what? One is lacking, you are into another. So you're trying to collapse all the businesses, or you're trying to show up people that you're innovating. I didn't do one business. Let one business succeed, and then you can tackle together. So as you don't leave this one struggling, then you're taking up another. They become two all struggling at the same time. So it has derailed most of the young entrepreneurs, that because they do not hold onto the grip, they don't ride into something over time, changing it, becoming better. So when I say consistent, it doesn't mean you don't change. You get into the business, but you change the models of doing it. But let people know this is what you're doing. If I know Smart 24 did not begin like this, Smart 24 has been a business channel over time. Every day you're innovating, every day you're getting into programming, to getting it better,
But people know Smart 24 is a business channel. So keeping consistent and people understand what you're up to, the rest of the changes you're making it and how you're doing it. Maybe before you could not have these programs. Maybe before you could not perhaps bring us to that we can be able to teach people into this. So it's about you being there, doing it better, improving it, and get you somewhere. But don't forget the mission or the vision that led you to begin in this business. And I want to show you again that most of our entrepreneurs are desire-based. Okay? When I talk about desire, I desire to make money, I desire to have a job, I desire to make more profits, everything is desire, desire, desire. It's good to desire. But you see, desire is personal. Desire is personal. You're trying to achieve things that are personal and trying to satisfy or to answer to your desires as an individual. But should you attach vision, a bigger vision of why you started whatever you're doing? Vision is all inclusive. So when vision is all inclusive,
you consider the other.
Absolutely, it shifts because you're looking at the bigger vision. Why you started this? You know, I've met someone struggling in business and they're going through tough times, I always ask them, what's your vision? Why do this business? Why did you start up this business? Then most of them, I want to improve income for my family, I want to make more money. I said, now,
not for the customer.
Absolutely. You're into desire. So you're trying to answer to your desire, and then your desire may not be answered.
Yeah.
But can you try to put up a vision? Can you look at a bigger picture of all inclusiveness of why really you started this? Now, when you start up a business or anything that you create, and then put up a vision, means that you're allowing even your employees, to accept the vision, to know the vision, understand the vision, then you collectively do your work together. Because if you have an employee 1 or 2, 3, and they understand why you started with this, even then telling them that you guys have started this business because I wanted to employ. My issue was to become an employer. That's my vision. To make sure that I can give people who are suffering jobs. To employ, to also be there and I know I'm touching the life. Then an employee said, wow, my boss put up ways to give me a job so that my family can also benefit. You see how they are? So somebody manages this vision, whoever comes into your company manages the vision as well and says, no, I think let us all adapt to vision so that our businesses, our families can all benefit into this.
Mr. Isuki, I have a question right there. There's a problem of demotivation amongst employees. We were talking about, he talked about an experience where he saw a banker's shirt not buttoned. Leaving alone the physical aspects, sometimes we find really smart employees, they're so ready for duty, but they're sluggish, they're just doing it for the sake, they can't wait for the month to end and they get their salary and then walk home. There's no motivation. And I think when you look at our employees here in Uganda, in most of the companies, that what is putting them down is first of all a lack of that client, attention and customer care. What advice would you have for employers, especially employers in the big businesses? We've seen even expatriates mistreating their own employees and later on expecting their businesses to boom. What should employers do to motivate the employees to keep the brand?
You see, the first partners of your business are your employees. You just need to know. And when we're talking about the partners, when you're talking about employees, please, guys who are watching us, just know that very person who is helping you to do something is part of your partner. It may be a cleaner, it may be somebody who helps you lift his things, your things, maybe transfer them here and there, or deliver to your customer, is your first partner. Now, once you know that my employees are my first partners in my business, they will either make your business successful or will bring it down. Now, for us, we are focused. That's why I told you that when you desire, your own desiring to get money, your personal desires, my family, my person, my thing. Remember, when you get employees to yourself, they're part of family. Now, try to make sure that they understand the vision. Now, through that, you're able to also know, how do I relate to my employees? How do I make them comfortable? How do I make sure that when I go out their workplace, they are made to feel at home so that they're comfortable? To me, at my workplace, it's dangerous not to eat lunch. It's a must, you must. Even if you come trying to save money for your family, I will tell you, even if you have left children home suffering, I will tell you, please, the little they remain will take it to them, but you must eat because you're the engine.
Yeah.
You will collapse here. When you collapse here, you become a liability to me. So this extra, care to these employees will set our businesses off the standards. Now, there's a small formula I always use and tell people that if you make 100 shillings in your profit, send back 30%, 30 shillings back to your customers. 20 shillings goes to your staff. Remain with 50 shillings. It's all right. When things are tough, when things are tough,
yes,
subject more 20
yeah,
to your customers. Remain with 30. If things are more tough, subject 30 to your employees and remain with nothing.
yeah. Wow.
Why?
Yes.
Because look, when you apply this, means that they are already, we are the very people that are maintaining your business. That for you, every time you'll be able to get what you can get out of it. But we are helping you to sustain your business.
Yeah.
And we're making sure that you can always get the lowest and let them take the biggest. Because they are maintaining your business. Because you're building something bigger. So this is only done with people who have vision. And we want to differentiate also between business people and entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, we are totally different. I want to show you. I always think if I'm not a business person, I'm not a businessman. I am an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs have longer visions. They have vision of their business. But the businessmen are there to hit the deal that comes and goes. I'll give you an example. When COVID hit, so many people struggled. We struggled a lot. One person approached me and said, "Bravo, would you have some money so that we can buy Covidex? This thing is being sold at 12,000, from 6,000 to 12,000. We can sell it 100,000 because everybody is demanding." Then I asked this colleague, I said, "How will people know Bravo? What's been selling Bravo shoes, supporting communities?" Now today, I'm in the WhatsApp group of people telling them that now Bravo shoes is selling Covidex from 12,000 to 100,000 in Ghana shillings. Nobody will ever trust you. An entrepreneur is there to solve challenges. Is able to be part of the community in problem solving, but not having the grit that I sell a product at 100,000 when people are dying, people are looking for it. I buy it, put it in my store, and make sure when it hits 200,000, then I'm able to make a mark. Then I'm happy that I've made money out of people's suffering. So that's the difference between entrepreneurs. Really, people who are genuine entrepreneurs and then businessmen. I would like to be an entrepreneur, but not a businessman.
Thank you, Mr. CJ, for those wonderful insights. We're taking our last break. We're coming up in, of course, a few minutes for our final segment. Now, gentlemen, in the final segment, we want to leave the product and the commodity and talk about the personal branding. Young people are watching this program, and today there was a document that was released from one of the universities saying that these courses, several courses, are expired. And a couple of friends of mine who are very discouraged texted me and said, "What are we doing?" And this guy is in first year and the course is expired and he's lost motivation. And some of them are entrepreneurs. They have started small businesses. They're still in school and they want to brand themselves. How can they do personal branding? Because I believe you are the first person that the business sees, not the commodity. So how can they brand themselves and become valuable people and also pick lessons from you, from your journey? My name is Anthony. We are taking a short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Smart 24.